The Algeria new Super Eagles of Nigeria 2. Another lovely performance from the Super Eagles. Let's be frank, this is the best performance of the tournament so far from the Super Eagles. Let's be frank.
Yeah, it is. It is exactly.
Yeah, I know that we beat Mozambique 4-0, but today's performance was outstanding. Like, we didn't even give Algeria space to do anything. Like, we didn't give them anything. Even Mahrez was very useless today.
I don't think they even had any shots.
In the first half, no shot on target. No even shot.
Yeah,
no shot.
Yeah, they didn't have anything. Maybe in the second half, but in the first half, they didn't have anything.
In the second half, I think there was a shot, but that second half, in the second half, there was shot, but that first half, nothing. We're able to suffocate them, frustrated them, and it showed on Mahrez's face. Like when he was sitting on the bench, I saw the frustration. Like no space. Somebody said that Super Eagles are on a revenge.
Yeah, exactly. No, it's not a revenge. It's just normal game. Nothing like revenge.
So like what Algeria did to us. What Algeria did to us in 2019. Now we have to beat them today.
Yeah, I understand the need for that, but I don't think it was for revenge. It's just normal football. And from the first half, from the first minute, it showed that we're in control. We, like you said earlier, we suffocated them. We didn't give them the space to do anything. They couldn't do anything. I was just watching Calvin Bassey was just bullying that number 18, one small striker also number 18. Calvin Bassey was just bullying him around. And I was just laughing. I was like, look at, you're putting on this small boy to go against Calvin Bassey that is like twice his size and everything. So, but it was a solid performance. The first half was very, very good. In fact, to me, the first half was even like with the exception of goals in the second half, the first half was like a very top performance in the first half. And then the goals came in the second half. Just look at those goals. Like, I was kind of shouting on top of my voice, like anytime Ako Adams gets the ball, he wants to give OSIMHEN. Anytime most of these players they get the ball, they want to give OSIMHEN. I was like, guys, just score. OSIMHEN has already gotten his one goal. Just score. Just score. Maybe later he can have his 2 goals or his brace or his hat trick or anything. And then it came about that OSIMHEN was the person that assisted him for the second goal. But it was like you said, it was a suffocating performance for Algeria. And the climax of the performance for me was the celebration by Ako Adams in honor of Patrick Lumumba. I think in the previous game, Algeria, one of the players that scored the winner against Congo, gave a kind of a mocking celebration against Patrice Lumumba or something like that. So I think Ako Adams did that celebration in tribute to him. Even though I heard that the Algerian player apologized, but Ako Adams did that, and it was the climax of the performance for me.
Okay, so okay, let's talk about those goals and this guy. IWOBI again. We need to talk about IWOBI again. Look at that pass that he gave OSIMHEN for the second goal. We need to talk about IWOBI. IWOBI has been our. In short, IWOBI was like our Zidane today, because Zidane was in the stands to watch his son with his wife, and we ended up making him sad today. Like we sent his boy home.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, if you look at the performance, you will see that Algeria, I think, considered only one goal in the group stage.
Yeah.
They considered only one goal throughout the group stage. And then coming to play against Nigeria now, they considered 2 goals in one match. So it will show you how it will kind of summarize how the Super Eagles played against them, how well. Yes. And of course, IWOBI, like you mentioned, I think in our last session, I mentioned that IWOBI is like the heart of that team. Yeah. He's the heart to which the blood pumps around the Super Eagles. So, like, he's just the catalyst to everything. So he gives the passes, he distributes. If you notice, even before Lukman does anything, he has to wait for IWOBI to give him the ball before he does anything. So it's like IWOBI, and not just in attack. IWOBI goes back to defend. You
Yeah.
see, sometimes he used to complete the four defensive cycle. Like maybe Basi overlaps, you see Iwobi will go back to cover his space. And so the guy was just practically everywhere. And apart from Iwobi, we have Bruno. Bruno, like I was very, very surprised on his
Yeah, look at that
performance.
cross. He
You
gave that
know,
cross to Osimhen.
yeah, the guy is just turning into something else, especially when it comes to crosses. Like the guy is just, I don't know whether maybe the person they put on that right side is not that active or something, but anytime he gets the ball, he can just run to the other side without anybody stopping him or anything. And of course, this other number two, what's this guy's name? Is it Dele Bashiru, right?
No, it's Osai.
Sorry,
Yeah.
Bright Osai. Yeah, Osai too was very, very good. So, but I don't know. Is Ndidi ruled out? Because I saw on Twitter some people were talking about Onyedika taking his place or something like that in the next game, something like that. So I don't know
Yeah, and
because
let's talk about let's
I
talk
saw
about the
him.
next game. Our next game is Morocco. Morocco. Host nation.
Yeah,
I remember the
yeah.
Afcon.
I saw.
Like I can remember in two Afcons I remember now. We've played host nation twice and they've knocked us out. Like last Afcon, Cote d'Ivoire in the final, they defeated us. Then in Tunisia 2004, Tunisia knocked us out. So
Tunisia. Yeah.
yeah,
So we are not playing another host again.
we're playing
So,
another
and
host
I don't
nation.
know if Ndidi is out. I don't know if Ndidi is out
So
because
I
I
have to
saw
check.
him got a yellow
I've not
card
seen any
and
news.
subbed
I've not
off.
seen any news on Indeed. I have to check. I have to check.
But this guy too that came in his place, was very, very good. Onyedika
Yo,
was very, very good.
Onyeka is a good footballer.
Yeah, very, very, very. Always advocated that guy should play more. But given the kind of players we have in the squad, it's understandable that he's on the bench. And if you notice, towards the ending of the game, the coach had to make some substitutions, even though I believe Iwobi was out. Sorry, Ndidi was out because he was kind of, got a knock or something. But he had to, remove Onyeka because I think he's looking forward to the next match. So he had to remove him. And even Bright Osayi Sef, he didn't even want to remove him in the first place, but he had to remove him because he was looking forward to the next match and all. So
Yeah.
I understood the substitutions. And then I don't know. Do you see what's going on in social media? I think we talked about it yesterday on TikTok.
Yeah. What's that? People talking
That
about World Cup.
that Boa, no, that Boa promised the Super Eagles, is it $500,000 with goal bonus or something like that? Like this is the last thing that we need from anybody. These players are playing really, really well. If you are going to give anything, I think you should just give it to the whole team, nothing like gold bonus or anything. I think this is just the last thing because we've seen this thing happen before. You see these players who play well, and then I could remember during Auguste Guavin's time where the only team that got three over three in the group stage, and then coming into the knockout stages, people started promising, the Super Eagles money and also and because before we realized we were knocked out of the round of 16, the knockout stage. So like I'm not saying that it's going to make us it's going to make them knock us out or something, but this is a kind of a
Not
distraction that
necessary.
I
For now,
don't want to
it's not really necessary for now.
just keep whatever you want to keep. You want to give the Super Eagles after they win the trophy. You can come out and say, okay, put it at the back of my mind that I'm going to give them this. I'm going to give this. Then announce and you give. I don't want any kind of distraction because this is going to create some kind of distraction within the team. Somebody like from somebody, I have said it yesterday, somebody from the bench can just come up and say, okay, maybe he's been brought in to come and fill up the space and run down the game. He can just decide that you overlap maybe a center back and say, okay, let me go and score. I want to win the $10,000 or something reward. And then before you know it, you're already conceding or something. So I don't think this is just a distraction. We should just stop at this moment.
Stop all
That's
these things
why
and just focus on the
I
game.
don't think,
Forget all these things and just focus on the
yeah,
tournament. That's all.
if you are watching this cradle of the football like you see in all this English, European football, I doubt you hear things like this. I
They don't do
doubt you
it.
hear
They hardly
anything
do
like
all those
this.
things. They hardly do all those
So,
things.
like, even if you want, like, we don't need all these things. If you want to give them something, let them win first, then you now come out and give them. You shouldn't announce before time and you start having distractions or anything, and you see the players will start being selfish because they want to score, they want to do anything. Let's just focus on the football, and whether it's Morocco or anybody will be able to beat them. That is
So what
just
do you
it.
have to say before we go? What do you have to say? Do you have anything to say before our Morocco game before we round up? We're rounding up now. Um,
Yeah, I think like I've said before, if you watch from our first match to the second to the third to the fourth, and I think now the fifth, right?
hmm.
We have been improving game after game, game after game, game after
Yep.
game. And I believe that, contrary to the belief of so many people, people have already screaming on social media that Morocco is not like other teams, blah, 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 blah. I think even before this Algeria game, some people are saying Algeria is not like this Zimbabwe also that we played. It's not like Zimbabwe, and look how we played them. We dominated the game with 60
So
something percent ball possession.
Mozambique, not Zimbabwe, it's
Mozambique,
Mozambique.
sorry, Mozambique. So, like, I think I'm not trying to get ahead of myself, but I just feel that we're going to improve more than the way we are, or more than the way we've been so far. We're going to show that in the game against Morocco. It's going to be a very, very tough game, but we're going to show that if the Super Eagles keep themselves, stick to their game, stick to their tactics, follow the manager's instructions, I believe we are going to beat not just Morocco, but whoever we meet in the finals. So that is just the message I have for them. They should just be themselves. They should not be distracted from by anything, any promise or anything. They should just focus on their game, focus on supporting the team. Whoever gets the chance to score, let him score. If it's OSIMHEN, even if it's Nwabali that gets the chance to score, let him score. So we don't need any kind of individual display or anything. We just need a team win for us to go to the finals and win the Afcon. And of course, winning the Afcon is very important, given that we are not going to the World Cup. We have not qualified for the World Cup. At least it will give us a kind of something to hold on to before the next, tournament to come.
All right, Hamisu, thank you very much for joining me. I'll see you next time.
Yeah, thank you very much.